In this video, I'm going to talk about lighting in our vans. I'm going to talk about puck lights, strip lights, colored lights, white lights, warm lights, cool lights, daylight lights, all different kinds of lights, which ones we like and where we use them in the van. So if you're going to be building a van yourself, or you're going to be having a builder build your van, you just want to make sure that they use quality lighting and the right type of lighting, the type of lighting that you want, then this video is definitely for you. So let's get into it. And make sure you stay till the end of the video, because I'm going to share with you a little bonus tip, and that is the USB ports that we like to use. That kind of goes hand in hand with the lighting. So there's a few different kinds of lights that we use in our vans. One is puck lights. We like to use these in the ceilings. This is black, this is a silver one. They come in a more of a warm light and also a more of a cool, bright light. And you know, it's up to you which of those you prefer. We tend to use the bright white the most because it just makes the inside brighter and feel more inviting. But you know, in the evening especially, it can be nice to have more of the warmer light. So that's really a personal choice on which ones you like, but you can buy them in either. And in a minute, I'm going to take you up into the van and show you exactly where we use all these different lights. But the second type of light that we use a lot of are strip lights. So when it comes to strip lights, there's a couple of different kinds. There's the traditional kind like this, and hopefully you can see that. And what it has is individual lights about every maybe ½ inch or maybe a little more than that, 3/4 of an inch. And when you put those up, you actually can see every individual light. And it's a little bit less aesthetic, I believe. And there's another kind of strip lighting called a cob light, C-O-B. And that's what this is. And so you can see the difference in these two. And I just believe that the cob is a lot better looking. It also, when it lights up, it's one continuous light. It's not all these little individual lights. And so we use these lights in our underneath our upper cabinets to light up usually it's the galley area. You could also do them in the bunk area, but we use a different kind of lights for that I'm going to tell you about. But these are great for underneath the galley, and these are dimmable. You can cut them to whatever length. You can see here those little gold things. At those points you can cut them. And so this is one that we really like. Now, if you are building your own van, you're probably looking for which products to use. We've created a Google Doc that you can download for free that lists all of the products, these lights that we use, the switches, and everything else we use in our van builds. We've spent years researching and testing products to find the ones that we like and use in our builds. And so if you'd like to access that Google Doc, there's a link in the description below. Now let's step up into the van, and I'm going to show you where we use these different kind of lights, as well as a couple others. So this van actually has a split galley. Has a galley, a little short one behind the driver's seat, and then another one on the passenger side. And so you can see up here, we put that cob strip lighting underneath the upper cabinet here and also here. And we've just cut those to length, and you can see how the light on that is just one continuous light rather than a bunch of little dots, which I think just can look annoying. We always put the switch for these uppers on the end of the cabinet, and I've done a complete video on all the types of switches we use. So if you'd like to check that video out, I'll put a link in the description. But all you got to do is just touch that. It turns that light off. Touch it again, turns it on. Hold it, it'll dim. Hold it again, it'll brighten up. So really nice little switch that we just put right there. So that's how we use those cob lights. I think they're really nice looking. They really provide a lot of light. Now another type of LED light that we use are RGB, which is red, green, blue, or colored strip lights. And we use those for our toe kick. So you can see right here, we've got that on both sides, and it's really nice at night when you want to keep the lights down. So if you get out of bed in the middle of the night like me and you need to use the restroom, you can see your way. You can change the colors on these
to whatever color you want. You can have the two sides different colors, you can have them the same color. And so we really, really like these toe kick lights. And these lights are on our Google Doc as well. But these are just controlled by a little remote. And interesting thing that I didn't know until we did this van is that the same remote will control both sides, even though these lights were from two separate packages. And so kind of nice that way, if you need them in more than one place, you can do multiples of these and just have one remote. So love the toe kick lights.
Hey guys, do you enjoy the outdoors but planning meals has got you down? Whether it's space, weight, refrigeration, or prep, healthy, quick, and easy delicious meals can be a real challenge. More and more people are turning to Thrive Life freeze-dried meals because they're lightweight, need no refrigeration, have no preservatives, and taste amazing. Just add hot water and you've got a meal in less than 10 minutes. With breakfast, lunch, and dinner options, Thrive has got you covered. Check out the link in description for more info.
Now the next type of light that we use is the puck lights. And this is the switch, and like I said, I've done a video about the switches we use. This is the switch type we like to use for our interior ceiling lights. We have these lights on two separate circuits. So we've got the lights in the front portion of the van and the lights in the rear portion of the van, so that we can control those separately from the same switch. So in this van, we've done 2 rows of lights, okay? And we've got them, quite a few of them all the way down the ceiling. And we've also done one of these in the shower, which is on a separate switch. And these we just use a 2 1/8 inch hole saw to cut out the hole for these, and they just pop right in. I think we've had one in our 20+ van builds where one of these lights went bad. We just sent our customer a new one. They pulled it out, popped a new one in, good to go. They provide a lot of light inside the van, and it is really nice to have them on a dimmer switch so that in the evening you can dim them down if you don't need all the light. So what I like about these is they just are around, like I said, about 2 1/8 inch hole saw. We pop them in, and then these springs hold them in. And so you just put those springs up, you push it in, and then those springs hold it in. And then if you need to pull the light out, you just kind of get your fingers behind here, pull it out, and the springs will allow it to release, and then you can push them back in. So these are awesome, really good quality. There are a lot of them out there, but we've tested a lot of them and found that we use these in all of our builds. Really like this brand, and again, they'll be in the Google Doc. Okay, so the next type of lighting that we do is reading lights. These lights are just temporarily in here connected for testing until we put our walls in. This light is made for marine and RV applications, so it's good quality. You know, it's not going to be damaged by the vibrations and the use in a van. We've got a little button to turn it on. These do, I believe, only come in a warm light, but that's what we prefer in this area, because when you're reading in the evening, you don't want a really harsh, bright white light. It's nicer to have a more yellow, warm light. So that's what we use here. One nice thing about these is they do have a USB port right here. So it's a USB-A, so you can use that to, to charge your phone or your watch or anything like that. So we'll usually do one of these on each side of the sleeping area in this van. So this van is a 170, and the customer will be sleeping north to south. You can see here is our dinette area that converts to a bed. And so we put one on either side of the van, but if we're sleeping east to west, then we would put one reading light here and one on the other side of the bed where their heads are, so that they could each use one. Now, I promised you if you stayed till the end, I would share with you a bonus tip on the USB ports that we use. We always like to put these USB ports in the bunk area, and this is the one that we really like. A lot of people will use the cigarette lighter plugs and then use a little adapter, and we used to use those, but we've moved towards this. And the reason is a lot of times you don't have the depth behind the wall to be able to have that cigarette lighter socket go in. They're pretty deep and also hard to get out if you ever need to replace them. Well, these are just wired up like this. They're mounted to the surface, and the one thing that I really like is you just flip this guy up and you can turn it on and off. So when you turn it on, you can see here there is both a USB-A and a USB-C port. And so, you know, currently a lot of devices will use the older style USB-A, but more and more are moving towards the USB-C. And so it's nice to have both of those. So you have a USB-A in your light, but then you have another USB-A in the port here and a USB-C here, okay? And you can just turn that off when you don't need it. So that's our favorite USB port.
Now hopefully this video gave you some ideas on which lights to use in your van conversion. If you have comments or questions about the lighting that you're going to be using in your van, we'd love to hear from you. Just drop a comment down below. We're in the final stages of this van. We'll be finishing it up in the next couple of weeks. We've just got to put the walls up and all the finishing touches. So if you'd like to see this van tour video that'll be coming up, videos about van conversion, about DIY tips and tricks, products that we love and use, or just van life in general, then you can click or tap the screen. And please consider subscribing and be sure to smash that like button. And we'll see you in the next video. Jeff with Thrive Vans, Thrive On. See ya.